Assalamu alaikum everyone. Hope all of you have seen my last video. In the last video we have learned about the definition of psychology, what language is psychology word derived from, and how psychology is considered as a science. Now let's move toward the branches of psychology, or we can say the fields of psychology. Mainly, there are 6 fields of psychology, including biopsychology, educational psychology, clinical psychology, social psychology, industrial and organizational psychology, and the last one is sports psychology. Okay, the first one, clinical psychology. Basically, the specialty of clinical psychology addresses behavioral and mental health issues faced by individuals across the lifespan, including intellectual, emotional, social, and behavioral maladjustment. Usually, all this is clinical psychology. Now, the second one is biopsychology. It is also known as psychobiology. It emerged as a discipline in the late 1940s, and basically, this field focuses on the physiological genetics and developmental mechanisms. So, the next one is educational psychology. In this field, psychologists work and they see how people learn and retain knowledge. They also apply the psychological science to improve the learning processes for all the students. They mainly deal with the learning problems of students. And the next one is now social psychology. Social psychology is basically the study of how the thoughts, feelings, and behaviors of individuals are influenced by the presence of others. For example, you behave differently when you are around a group of close friends than when you are around a group of supervisors from work. Okay, now the next one is IO psychology, we can say, or industrial and organizational psychology. Basically, it focuses on the behavior of employees in a workplace. It also applies psychological principles and research methods to improve the overall work environment, including communication, satisfaction, and safety. Now, sports psychology. Basically, sports psychology is the study of how psychological factors influence sports, athletic performance, exercise, and physical activity. It also focuses and deals with the distraction during sports. Okay, now you can see the first picture of social psychology. Basically, in social psychology, we deal with how human behaves and how other person is influenced by the behaviors. And the next picture is sports psychology. Basically, the sports psychologist grow confidence and they develop the coping skills when they are facing certain hurdles among the groups. They also improve the focus and they allow the people to deal with certain distractions. Now, the other picture you can see is clinical psychology. There are several disorders. You can see ADHD, or you can see schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, and obsessive compulsive disorder. So basically, clinical psychologists take the sessions and they deal with certain problems and they try to manage the behaviors. Now, the next is organizational and industrial psychology. As you can see, they usually focus on the problem solving and detail orientation, and when an employee comes, they usually judge according to these qualities. So the next picture you can see is educational psychologists. Educational psychologists basically deal with children having learning problems such as autism spectrum disorder, dyslexia, or any other problem. So basically they work on managing the behavior of children. And the last one is biopsychology, or we can say psychobiology. So it basically deals on the cognitive processes, the memory of a person, and the cognitive processes, and how a person perceives certain things. And they also deal with the neuroscience. Basically, it is biopsychology. All it is about biopsychology. So guys, if you like my video, kindly press the bell icon, subscribe my video, and share it with your friends. Let's meet in another video.